With this Tucano aircraft, a fantastic looking aircraft. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, this aircraft is it's a former RAF, Royal Air Force fast jet trainer. It was sold with a group of 22 of them in 2007, came over to the States. They sold 4 of them to civilian hands, and this was the second one that they sold. So this is the plane that the Royal Air Force pilots kind of get their wings. All the girls are interested in is like, you know, Harry and William got their wings flying this plane. So this is kind of what they use for training.
So, and how long have you had this plane?
I bought it in 2010. So it's about, I guess, my 8th, 9th year flying the aircraft.
And do you like flying it?
Yes, it's a blast. Definitely a lot of fun.
Would you like to sell it?
No. Won't sell it.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the markings on it?
Well, the markings are all original. It was painted back in the late 90s. Each year they pick 2 planes to be the demo plane. And one year this was the plane that was selected for the demo. And the yellow stripings originally came because the British do a lot of low-level flying up in Wales and stuff. And all black, they had trouble. The spotters had trouble seeing the plane. So they decided to paint these big yellow stripes. They're on the top and bottom of the wings, on the back of the wings also, that you can see it really well. So it's all original paint. So.
Okay. And you have the original British.
Yes, British markings, not French markings.
Okay.
Yes, it's all British Rondell. So yeah, it's a British plane. So and they still fly this plane. So you know they still have a whole squadron of these letting on these. This is still how the guys and gals train over there in England. And luckily they let one of us Americans have one to have fun.
Okay. Well, you know what? We're going to be watching for you, and I want to see some nice rolls and stuff.
You'll see lots of good rolls and inverted and a lot of vertical stuff. The thing climbs really well and it's really fast, so hopefully you'll enjoy it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Operated by the United States Navy, United States Air Force, Royal Navy, the Republic of Vietnam Air Force.
Right now, we're over at the Civil Air Patrol plane with Major Andrew Peterson. And Major Peterson, can you tell us a little bit about the plane?
Sure, absolutely. This is a Cessna 172. It's one of 2 or 3 main aircraft that are a part of the Civil Air Patrol fleet. Primarily, it is a high-wing airplane, as you can see, which is a great platform for our search and rescue, but also a great airplane that's been known for many, many years for aviation training as well. So this airplane participated this last year at the same airport at Mattoon with the Johnson Flight Academy and had several other youth cadets in the program learn to fly in the airplane as well.
Okay. How many aircraft are in the Civil Air Patrol fleet? Do you know?
That is a trivia information piece. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure it's on the GoCivilAirPatrol.com website, media information, that information is there.
Okay, the one thing I know is the Cessna 172 is the largest private fleet in the U.S.
The Civil Air Patrol fleet, yes, is the largest private fleet. So, yes, we're blessed to be a part of the Air Force, total force with the Air Force, and we have the distinct pleasure and opportunity of flying this fleet. So they maintain these aircraft to exacting standards that are phenomenal. So we never have questions questions about that, but it's a great, very stable, predictable aircraft and platform that we get to operate.
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Airplane served extensively, as I mentioned, in the Vietnam conflict, and it was known by a variety of names. Sometimes they call it the hobo, the spad, the sandy, the destroyer, and even the flying dump truck. Matter of fact, just because of the sheer amount of armament that could be carried on board. The A-1 Sky Raider was one of the most successful combat aircraft in United States history. Performed very well in Korea and Vietnam.
Yes, right now we're over with L.D. Jeffrey and the smallest jet in the world.
That's right, Colonel Urban. It's the world's smallest jet according to Guinness World Records. It weighs 430 pounds empty. The takeoff weight is 860 pounds, and that includes me, of course. It's got a 300-pound thrust engine that weighs 42 pounds. It burns at about 40 gallons an hour when it's at full power. And at idle, it's about 13 gallons an hour. So somewhere in between 40 and 13.
And how fast does it go?
Its red line is 250 knots, although it will go faster. How do I know that?
Yes, how do you
Because I've gone faster.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, it was designed by a gentleman by the name of Jim Beatty back in the late 60s. And his idea was to make a jet kit available for the common man. And he produced over 5,000 of these kits. They took off like gangbusters, and there was a bunch of them built by the factory. Over the years, over the very few years, the next few years, he ended up getting in financial problems because the engine became unavailable. It was made by the French, the Turbomeca engine, and there were some incidents that the Turbomeca decided to take it away from civilian hands. So then the jet kit basically became stagnant. People couldn't find a jet engine for it because there was no jet engine for it at the time. They produced them in prop form, turboprop, and also in recip engines. And there's a handful of those that are out flying, but many of the old BD5J, the jet kits, are no longer. They're either been discarded because people just they were overwhelmed. It's a very difficult airplane to build.
Okay, how many planes are now flyable?
The jet version, there are 8 or 9 of the jets, and of this series, mine is number 8. And of the 8 of the Flightline series microjet, which is the newer generation, it's the cousin, if you will, in the evolution world of the BD5J. So we call it the Flightline series microjet. And there are 8 of these. There are several and of those 8, only 6 are flying. So the 3 of the old BD5J models that got the Turbomeca engine in them, there's 3 or 4 of those that are flying around the world.
Okay, how did you come up with the name Little Devil?
You know, Colonel Urban, it's wild that it's a coincidence. My name is LD,
Okay.
and we call her Little Devil. And there is no actual correlation, if you will, because, I'm always well behaved and, very polite and pay attention and don't talk in class.
Okay.
Yeah.
We believe you.
It's true, I swear.
All right. Well, we want to thank you so much and happy flying.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure and an honor. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
That airplane, ladies and gentlemen, is no longer flying. It is falling, and it's falling down.
Here we are with Chuck Midget and his Douglas AC-47 gunship, which seen action in Vietnam. Okay, Chuck, can you tell us a little bit about the plane?
Well, this is a 1944 Douglas. It was built as a C-47. This airplane served in World War II in the Battle of the Bulge and a number of others. But it was actually built, originally designed as an airliner and used as such before the war broke out. When World War II broke out, they converted them and they converted the ones that were airliners, and Douglas started building the C-47, which is a cargo airplane. They carried paratroopers, and this airplane was instrumental in the raid on Normandy. And it carried paratroopers, it carried freight, it would carry 2 jeeps, and it did a lot of work as a freighter or a cargo 47. Later, this airplane was adapted to a ground support airplane during the Vietnam conflict, and it was set up with, you can see back here we have 2 of our General Electric miniguns. They're electric miniguns that fire 6,000 rounds a minute apiece. They use that to suppress the Viet Cong at night, primarily. And it was very successful in guarding the villages and the hamlets. In fact, no village or hamlet fell to the Viet Cong under the guardianship of this airplane. So there were 53 C-47s converted to gunships. 14 were shot down, pretty high rate of shot, because it would circle at under 3,000 feet above the ground at 90 knots speed, so it made a pretty good target. However, it was only flew at night. That's why it's called spooky.
Oh, okay.
It would come in at night, and if the Viet Cong fired at it, and they wouldn't hardly fire at it because they knew it would know where they were.
Yeah.
And it could obliterate an area the size of a football field with a 3-second squeeze of the trigger. So the motto of this airplane was, you can run from spooky, all you're going to do is die tired.
Okay. Oh, Chuck, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of history of a great gunship.
You're very welcome. This airplane belongs to the American Flight Museum out of Topeka, Kansas. And it's our flying museum. We fly it around to air shows all over the United States. So we're very happy to be here at Mattoon, Coles County with it.
Rolling the aircraft to the inverted position, hanging by the straps, flying it down our show line here.
If you live in the Champaign-Urbana area and you are 12 to 18 years old for our cadet program or over 18 years old for our senior program and are interested in joining the Civil Air Patrol, we invite you to attend our meeting Monday evenings, 6:30 p.m. at the School of Aviation at Willard Airport in Savoy.